What brings...
A delivery.
These are Martha's keen... My friends, I humbly beg your aid. We Guardians are few and our enemies many. But I swear we can defeat them with you at our side.
You would send us to the slaughter. To serve as bait for those fiends so that you and your men might be spared. And to think we trusted you. Say what you will. A home is not worth dying for.
But it is worth fighting for. Sir Wade fights to give you lot a chance. Just like I do. Just like Sid does. We all wanted to give you a home where you could be free. And you got one, didn't you? This place, Eastpool. This is your village. Your home. And if you don't fight to protect what's yours, you'll lose it. You know I'm right. This world wants to take everything from you. Everything. Your homes, your freedom, your very lives. So then, are you going to stand by and let that happen to you? Are you going to accept fate like good little Bran did and die, having never stood up for yourselves? Or will you fight like free men and women?
Mom, what are you doing?
All right. Give me a sword. I never dreamt I'd have a home of my own. And now that I have, I don't want to lose it. I will protect what's mine, or die trying.
We all will. Free men and women, fighting together. For Eastpool! For Eastpool! Thank you, Martha.
Don't mention it. Just promise me one thing. That you'll show them how freeborn fight.
Gladly.
Well, if it was numbers you will...
Thanks to you.
Me?
Lord Rossfield, my lady.
So what's the plan of it?
We'll divide our forces into several small detachments, each made up of guardians, bearers, and guards from the rest. These, upon engaging with the Akashic, each detachment will keep the creatures occupied as best they can.
You're going to lure them into the village?
I am. We will have neither the time nor the resources to treat the wounded, so injuries must be avoided at all costs. Instead, by coordinating our withdrawal through the use of messengers drawn from among the bearers, we will aim to have the swarm converge with luck. That point will be the village square. The perfect place for our most able and for you and I to...
A sound plan. But one that'll require a leader with a cool head, and I'd say you have both in abundance, Sir Wade. Please, leave the last of...
Ha! Sir Wade! Then you know what you must... We work together, each shielding the other that no man might fall. For Rosaria! We've no time to argue.
And I will do as you...
Suppose we'd better do our bit too, then.
Right, you?
before the storm. And here it comes. I will not let this village fall. Looks like that's the last of them.
Lord Rushfield!
What is it?
Owl from the rest. An Akashic curl's been sighted on Rhiannon's ride and is headed in their direction.
Well, the better half of her guard. So wait, how many Akashic remain in East Pool?
Hard to say. My men are still facing some resistance, but I think I could order a detachment or two to...
No. You stay here too, Sir Wade. I'll go after the curl. Join me only when East...
If you're sure. May the Founder protect you.
Next one's mine.
All right. Back to Eastpool.
Lord Rosfield.
It's dead.
Thank the Founder. We were able to eradicate. I have guardians posted around the village to keep watch for further attack. I hesitate to say it, but
I think it might.
we saved Thank you, my friends.
No, Sir Wade. You brought us together.
We never had nothing to call our own before, but now we do.
Forgive us, Sir Wade. But there's no doubt in my mind we're free men now. So we have to fight to protect what's ours.
And we shall. This is our home. And if anyone or anything...
They'll have us to answer.
Come on then.
This village isn't going to rebuild itself.
They're not slaves anymore.
No. They're Rosarians. Your father took pity on the bearer's plight, and I believe if he was still with us today, this is what he would have wanted.
I believe you might be right.
I shall remain here, my lord, and do what I can to help rebuild the village. After all, this is my home now too. And I could hardly call myself an Eastpoolian if
I think you'll find it's East Pudlian, Sir Wade. But you should be proud. I'll have to pull my weight too. Can't have the rest getting outclassed. Speaking of which, I ought to be getting back.
Can we continue to count on your support, Martha?
Of course, and I'd be counting on yours too. Us Rosarians have got to stick together, eh?
Indeed we have.
And Clive, come by the Golden Stables when I ain't paid you for delivering.
All right.
Lord Rosfield, clearing the goblins from the... There's one sight that I shall never forget. Since that day, there have been more than a few times when the odds seemed so stacked in the enemy's favor. I thought I may as well, but every time I would think back to the look in your eyes to be a shield. Know that whatever trials Eastpool may face, I shall never lose courage.
So Wade, you have always been a true shield. I know that Eastpool, and indeed all of Rosaria, will be safe in your hands.
Thank you, my lord. I know the rest of the world will be safe in yours.
I'll do my best.
We defended Eastpool once. We can do it again. And again. And again.
The hero returns. It's lucky you came by when you did, eh? Not only did my seeds get delivered, but you went and saved Eastpool and all.
I just did what I could.
And it's only right that you get rewarded for it. Take it before I...
Thank you, Martha.
So, Eastpool's finally... and a home to free bearers.
Well, it was your idea.
I know that, but I never stopped to think what it would mean. Bearers in charge of themselves. Though I suppose the rest ain't much different now. You know, bearers living free like that. Loath as I am to recall that.
I take it you didn't always see eye to eye?
Well, if you really want to know, I started doing what I do long before In fact, that's how I met him. Or at least He showed up at the stables one day, asking questions about who'd been buying up bearers. Founder knows what he thought I was doing with them. Running a hunt, poking around in their innards. Me, I thought he was a new constable. Thought the game was up. But somehow we both managed, and before I knew it, the cheeky arse was rattling on at me about how I was doing it all wrong. After all my hard work. Told me I was giving them relief, but not freedom. That my bearers were still dying. Got right under my skin, it did. Told him if he didn't like it, he could bugger off. And do you know what he did? And then I did the same. We made a pact that day, that whenever one of us was in...
And you were?
Well, we both wanted the same thing, just like your dad. Do you know I was born right around the time Elwyn became Archduke? Growing up, I saw how he certainly didn't lack for ambition.
Indeed. But the loftier one's ambitions... Which is why those of us who follow in their footsteps need to finish.
Suppose you're right, and if we don't manage it, it's a good thing we've got a few half-decent sorts waiting in the... It's almost enough to give you a little bit of... Anyway, enough nattering. Better get back to work. Let's see about making everyone... The least the folks who saved Eastpool deserve is a hot meal. And you and me ain't gonna save the world on an empty...
That sounds like a wonderful... Over here! Go! Fly, Ambrosia. Good. They haven't broken camp yet. How did Doris come to know a slave?
We've waited long enough. She's not coming. Ready the bearers.
Back to civilized.
With all haste. Lest any of you lackwits start talking. I presume your men. We've suffered too many delays as it is. Any more?
Yes, Mom.
Oh, but before you go, it appears we have company. Kill him.
You're welcome to try. So much for your escort.
You'll forgive me for not avenging my men. I'm not the swordswoman I used to be. I surrender. Do it.
Cid.
Ah, Doris. You know, I always casting your lot with this criminal.
Better fighting for a cause. I'm sorry, Cid. I should have... This woman, my former master, once trained, she raised me like a daughter.
It wasn't all terrible. You were always so eager to learn. And had such... But you proved yourself a master of... How about it, my little deck?
I never swore my blood to liberate the... Farewell, master.
You always were a... Perhaps that's the reason I loved you so.
What do you want to do with her?
I am not the killer she wanted me to be, and she no longer has friends in high places. The Dame does, though. Her connections at the Imperial Court will see that...
All right.
I am. And thank you.
And I should head back to the hideaway and put Colt.
Welcome back, Cid. Doris's message just arrived. I hear you say...
With any luck, they'll be joining us in the hideaway short. Oh, and your letter.
I'd been hoping as much. She mentioned one of... So the slaver we'd been chasing all these months was her fault. She's been arrested, by the way, over in Sambrek. And she won't be getting off lightly. The Empire may have no love for bearers, but it's none too fond of black... Can't have been easy for Doris.
I'm sure it wasn't.
I hope so. You had quite the past yourself before you came here, or so. Anyway, thanks again, Cid.
Keep up the good work. Good girl.
Yeah!
Damn it. The whole village is turned. I can walk from here. This one. Go to Waken wind! I'll need to deal with these ones first. Fine how? This one. Over here. Come on. Nice try. To find this spherical echo. This is it. Right then. Just two more to find. Fly, Ambrosia. This might take a while. Two down. One to... I needed that. That's all of them. Owain can uncross his toes now.
Covered in nicks and lumps.
How was she? The Enterprise.
Ah, sit, sir. Good, thanks.
I'll fit him to the smell. May I present to you the Telebomb?
She's a beauty.
You saved my beacon again, Sid!
It's fine, really.
Oh, don't say that. I'm sure I can make a few...
You could just buy me a bigger...
How about that clasp? Looks a bit stiff. Reckon you could loosen it up and make... And I reckon I know how. With a new alloy we've been... It's a metal, see? So it's lovely.
Stretchy metal.
That is the spirit. So, what do you reckon?
Thank you, Owain.
Shh, don't mention it. And I wanted to get some practice in using that metal anyway. Reckon we'll have... Can't think of any right now, but... That's our job, maybe even out there. One day, the whole world's gonna know about the inventions you've helped us put together.
They'll hardly believe they're up.
How do you split the sea?
Come back.
The stew's awfully thin these days.
So Dravost is still standing. For now, at least.
If you can swing a hammer...
Clive! You're here!
And the Akashic?
Mostly off to the north still. But I spoke to Doris's scouts and it turns out things are worse than I thought. Told old Snotty to be ready to seal the north gate. Enough for the villagers to barricade themselves inside their homes at least.
Well done.
Welcome back, Sid. I'd never have guessed, you know. Not who'd have thought that the savior of Dravost would keen to help us out again?
I am.
Thought you could sneak off without me, did you?
Blackthorn.
Oh, what are you...
One of the scouts couldn't keep his voice down, unlike my best mate who didn't think I deserved. So then, long enough for us two to turn into a pair of old codgers,
Then your idea of an apology?
Don't listen to him. You only did what you thought was best.
But that ain't the whole of it. Vulcan, our master, he left it to me. The best blacksmith in Dravost. Bloody, if someone's got talent, you should let them practice their craft, not ask them to settle petty feud. Our master wasted half his life that way. I wasn't a...
So you wasted half of mine.
You're what Dravost needed. Under me and my precious ideals, this place wouldn't have lasted a year. So I left to devote myself to the work and spare you lot. I may be a selfish prick, but
What you had to do was your...
Even if it meant we all starved?
Enough. You can finish beating each other up once Dravost is...
Fine.
Yeah.
Sorry, Clive. Short enough on time, is it? Still, give us some...
Would you like to see my wares? Thank you. Here you are. Certainly. Thank you. May we meet again.
You,
We can't afford...
Right you are. Don't want any... Oh, and... Blackthorn?
Akashic on the move.
How close are they?
Within sight of the walls. And there are more...
What was I saying?
They'll wash right over us if we stay out.
Good idea.
Understood.
I'm prepared to fight if I have to.
Well, let's hope you don't. That's that. Once the scouts are inside, order your men to barrack. No heroic last stands, you hear me? No...
August's right. I've seen what the people here are tough and willing. But they ain't...
I'm going out there. Start work on the gate as soon as I've left. I'll give you as much time as I can.
And if they kill you?
You evacuate, and it won't come to that. Take good care of Dravost till I get...
Leave it to me, and... give those things...
All right. Which one of you's first? Nice try. Too slow.
That's what I talk of.
Yeah!
not? You're not getting past me. Now, the question is, did I miss any?
Man alive! You're still in one piece! As many as I could, he says.
Only Ormond.
Yeah, one or two did try to sneak over the wall, but we got them.
Good.
In time, yeah. But we...
Sid! Enough to give those Akashic monsters nightmare. But mostly, I felt...
I'm afraid I've only delayed the inevitable. There's no getting rid of that ether flood, meaning that any living thing which stumbles into those mines will end up clawing at your walls again.
And that's if the flood don't spread. I hate to say it, but the village's days are...
That may be, but with ether floods springing up all over, it's no less safe than anywhere, and more importantly, we'll fortify the gates to the north, and I'll see that they're guarded day and night.
All right.
As for you, Blackthorn, that's twice you've turned up when Dravos needed you, so... Thanks.
I shouldn't have stayed away so long. And I shouldn't have left without talking it over with...
Too bloody right you shouldn't. I always envied you. You leaving gave me the perfect excuse to hate you. And from that day on, I never once stopped to wonder what it would have been like if you'd stayed. You'd have been the death of this place.
Finally. Something... I hope you see the sense of it eventually.
Alive, perhaps. Wealthy even, but... Our work used to be the pride of Dalmekia. Now, we churn out the same rubbish day after day. Because it's not about the craft anymore. I wouldn't send my sons to war wearing the shit most of our smiths are making. I've kept working, honing my skills, trying to lead by example, but... the average castle apprentice has as much passion for the craft as I'll come back to us, Blackthorn. I'll even man those bellows of you.
That's a kind offer. There's people who trust their lives to my steel. But that doesn't mean I couldn't visit from time to time. Let's see if we can't rekindle this town's passion for the craft.
I'd like that.
Just be sure to tell Snotty to let me in the next time I come calling, yeah?
I never thought I'd see the day.
I'd say that went pretty well.
Even better than I'd hoped.
Sid.
And this is?
A token of but I'm of a mind to make you a far great... Designs for a certain sword have been passed down from chief to chief.
Now hold on, Zoltan. There's a reason no one's made that blade in centuries. I'll admit your cinders make impressive steel, and I've learned to own an edge Odin will be proud of. But the engravings on that thing aren't, and they're not just for show.
Have you forgotten what brought you back to Dravojd? I knew I'd never surpass you with the hammer and tongs. Between the two of us, I'd say we're the equal of any master craftsman ever to have...
Clive, you wouldn't mind if Zoltan came back to the hideaway?
As long as he can keep us.
Right. Zoltan.
Come back.
Oh, don't tell me we've run out of happy nuts and all.
We were just about to make a start on that, so...
It's funny, but none of this would have been... You remember Camille? We'll be using his leather work for the grit. The steel, meanwhile, will be tempered in a fire, burning the cinders you and that whetstone from the Outer Isles, that'll be what gives the blade its edge. And the final flourish will be my talented colleagues in Great.
A team effort, led by the greatest blacksmith.
Now, save that talk. Right. I'm ready.
To the bellows it is, then.
Well, bugger me. We actually did it.
The sword to end all swords. Ragnarok.
It's quite something.
I, trust you'll take good care of it.
Thank you.
So, does this make you pet?
This? It'll take more than that to earn us our place, but we're up for the challenge.
A list of materials.
Zoltan and I got talking on the long road back.
We reckon with those items there, we could craft something even.
That's a weapon I'd like to see.
I was hoping you'd say that.
One legend at a time, eh, lads? Before you start on the...
Good idea. No more drinking to forget my past.
Then tap the can!
I never... And if it hadn't been for you, we... What's that for you, dear? Anything else?